of Minds podcast. Now, I need to talk about Harmony of Minds. Harmony of Minds is a mental health initiative that talks about mental health awareness, mental health wellness, and mental health advocacy. Now, let me just go back to Harmony of Minds. Harmony of Minds, we talk about different stories from the creative sectors. It could be architecture, it could be art, it could be music, poetry, name it. But today we are having an amazing personality. He's an artist, but he has done a lot, and I mean a lot, with what he has been doing with art. And he's going to be talking about himself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Kajina Ishak. Kajina.
Yes.
So happy to see you today.
Happy to be here.
Tell the people what they need to hear.
Okay, I think for art is a skill. I've done it way back from childhood.
Wow.
Till university, but it was a calling that I became a teacher. And I even, now I don't still teach only in class, but because I joined a sexual reproductive health organization when I think that was 2019. I joined Reach a Hand, studied as a peer educator, but later I'm now passing on the message for to make accurate information. They can, the youth can do rightful choices in their lives. But through that, I'm actually using art to pass on the information.
Yes.
And in the schools we visit for outreaches, in the communities we visit for outreaches. For example, last week we were in at Kabao playground in Mtundwe.
Wow.
And I only organize a few, like a painting session where you speak to people and know what is what they are passing through in the ghetto slums and all that. And we use art to speak.
Oh wow, that's like music to my ears, because it's one of the best ways to use art. And for those of you that have been on the Art for Social Engagement, you understand what my passion and Harmony of Minds team, what their passion is using creativity to bring about mental health awareness, to bring about mental wellness. I'm so happy for the people in Mutundwe that got to witness what it is to see how art is very much, helpful right now in our communities, and how it brings about social engagement and social change. So can you take us through the journey of what it takes to help an individual or a community to bring about wellness using art?
Yeah, I'm going to use the example which I always tell my friends who are girls in schools. So this was a time, I think we were in a certain school, and there was this lady who was tormented by the friends about the menstrual health.
Yes.
So we started painting. So you see, when we are painting, we create safe spaces for dialogue. So we kept on talking about mental health. We talked about menstruation, menstrual hygiene.
Yes.
So she actually asked, I have friends who have disturbed me, and always we fear to talk about it even. So I told her, do you know that it is nature? Yeah.
Yes.
So, and nature, you cannot fight nature. But I told her, anytime they disturb you, you tell them that they are on earth because their mothers, their mothers lost a period for 9 months. They were not menstruating for 9 months. Assure them they will not disturb you. So as we were painting, she started to understand, okay, by the time I was given birth, 9 months, my mother was not menstruating. So she used it as a tool to start now talking to them serious talk. So at some point, we were breaking barriers. The stigma was now not there.
Wow.
So at some point, you will not find those people in those spaces.
Yes.
If you don't use art. For example, I use art as a tool to get to the spaces, and of course, we first feel empathy, then that is how we start the guiding.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, this is I don't know, I'm so emotional because from even reading the profile, as already emotional, even when as I was posting, I was already emotional. Now it's here live, it's happening with us
Yeah.
today. Because, because now you're talking about women empowerment. You're empowering these ladies, like, this is not a disease. This is a part of nature. And when someone tells you this, you tell them, no, like, this is a privilege. There are people, if you do not go through this, then you have a problem,
Yeah.
And but you as a lecturer, you as an advocate, you as a peer educator, how do you even juggle like all of these energies?
Yeah, for a lecturer is strictly the curriculum of Uganda, and for sexual reproductive health and human rights, I'm so passionate because now I'm an advocate.
Wow.
And I want to see numbers out there understand what they do. Not, for example, not now at this point, people cannot go to for example, to a shop and buy your own self a condom, and yet you want to have enjoyment, you use it. So you have to have the right information, and you see how you make the right choices. If it is abstinence, it is abstinence. You have to know. So most of the times people do fall in mistakes, and they don't know
because they are not aware.
And these are youth, and you cannot blame them.
Yes.
So, but we have to walk the talk and see how we change the narratives of myths that have been around.
Yes.
And people become get the knowledge, the rightful knowledge to do most of the stuff.
Yes.
So, but I like it because I don't come in an angle of telling them straight. I only come in an angle of let's start painting.
Yes.
Even in the painting, as they start painting, I can tell if somebody is happy or is sad through the colors they are choosing.
Yes.
So that is how I keep on studying the person. And I like it because we are dealing with people who are using drugs. And for now, like these years, the generation we are in, the Gen Zs are using A-class drugs.
A-class. Wow.
So most of the times, you find that they use hard things. But even at some point, they want to leave the behavior, but they are struggling. They are struggling. Wow. And most of the behavior changes starting from you see, pre-contemplation about the behavior to contemplation to action and the maintenance. There is always struggle. If you are not helping these people to be with them, most of the times after actually when somebody reaches the action where they have left the substance use of substances, there is a stage there we call relapse. It is an optional stage. They can either go back and use the drugs, or they can leave. They can terminate it. Good, yes. So, but at that point, you need to know why did they start using the drugs. Most of the times, you will find that they are struggling with most of the things, but which we don't know. So, using art, that is when I start, I dive in with the dialogues, and we see, most of the times actually, when we leave like school, I tell somebody who has told me that, you take my number, you'll be calling me, tell me how it is. Yes. And they call, and they say, I don't still do it. I resorted to something. Else. Something So I told them, no, like for example, people who do smoke, you just tell them anytime you find you want to smoke, you buy PK in that money. Wow. Start using sweets. Wow. Sweets can be very good than smoke. Yes. So at some point, you help them, they terminate the thing. And at some point, I ask them, where do you smoke from? Toilet. You think at that time, you're supposed to be in a toilet. Yeah? Meaning so it's not good. They start relating with how they are struggling with the behavior. And eventually they heal. They heal. Wow. But you cannot now you cannot find a person and ask them, why do you smoke? Why do you drink?
It has to
It
come,
has to come with,
from
yes,
like slow with some
you
dialogue and
create a safe
art.
space. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is how
true.
art has also helped me, and the way it has helped me, like for example, me in COVID. Yeah, we were not working, and
No.
being home that is why people resorted to running
Eh,
every evening. But
yeah.
I became creative that time, started doing most of the pieces. First of all, in Richer Hand, we couldn't now go to schools. So the means of communication, I got to understand kids
Social
at school, at home, but they are using phones, so they can access
Yes.
the social media platforms. So I used art to paint and post. Paint and post.
Wow.
Yeah, that is how I got the innovation award.
But let me ask, like, as you were, in school, as you were going to do this art, did you know that this is how you're going to use your art, your desire for art, or this is something that came along the way?
I didn't know that I'm going to do what I'm doing around sexual reproductive health, but I think it is also a calling.
Yeah, you had it in you before to do something that of impact.
I started understanding that art cannot be myself alone. Art should be of purpose.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
When I was at Richer Hand, we used to listen to Nava Gray's songs. There's a song, actually, I thought it was a heartbreak, but for her, it was not a heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
I
art
got
is subjective.
Yes, yes. So I got to understand most of the times, even those people even sing situations or what they have heard from the friends.
Yes.
So it is healing. And when I started doing art session, I started doing things of paint and feast in Kampala for social corporate people. But I got to understand even using acoustic sounds is healing.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
that is how art is so strong. Even just for example, you get to, even when you go to like a hotel, you find there is that music, so music.
Yeah.
The
You feel
person
at
lives
peace.
when they even don't know
Yeah.
that they don't have the money. They feel they have the money at that point.
Yes.
So healing is in very many, but what I can assure you is that art moves. It can move a lot. It can change people a lot. So, and you cannot dive into that. You cannot dive into those spaces if you are not using the creative way of
Yes.
tapping into how you can support people.
Because like like normal dialogue and how people have been doing things previously, it was fear based, convicted based. Those people are like drug addicts. Don't associate with them, and so
Yeah.
people used to
We judge people.
yes, judging, and then people used to maybe change who they are because they do not want to be orchestrated by the community,
Yeah.
the stigma. But nowadays people like it's the stigma that keeps them.
Yeah.
So we have, as artists, we have to find like other ways in which we can take that stigma away from people, so that we can find the real issue behind their behavior, their abnormal behavior.
Have you ever been there and somebody says, okay, you're trying to talk to somebody and says, you don't understand me. You don't understand me. There is something they want to tell you, but the angles as how you've brought it is hard for them actually to share with you. Yeah, so at some point, people even fear to talk about their secrets. And something shared actually is something relieved at that point, but they keep on fearing even to share with you. So if,
And all
as an artist, I find that I create those safe spaces for people to break the stigma. That is it. And most of the times when I'm lecturing in class, like the last 5 minutes, I usually use the last 5 minutes to talk about health. I ask them, I know my boys, you're going for Arsenal Manu this weekend. This is what is supposed to be. The girls, I know you're going home. You have friends out there. So, but
This
this
is what,
this
yeah.
is what it's supposed to
And
be.
I think that is a powerful tool that you use as you're, doing your teaching, is to constantly remind the students, like, it's okay to have fun. That is, you're telling them you're going for the football, but there has to be like this,
sure.
but this and this and this and this, and they are always cautious. So they go out into like whatever they are doing, they are co-curricular, and they are sensitive to
Yeah.
their actions. Wow. So we've talked about how the journey of how art can help with therapy, and how sometimes you create a safe space for someone that is struggling. Have you what like has made you, have you gone through a mental health issue yourself for you to be this understanding to the artists?
Yeah. There's actually after COVID, I think after COVID, I was staying with friends, 4 people in the same house, and
can
we
figure.
we have girlfriends, we have friends who are visiting
Okay.
us.
Yes.
So at
yes.
some point, somebody will tell you, you're not, you have a visitor.
Please check
So
out.
now it was very hard for us to keep ourselves.
Yes.
So of course later as we split, now you're independent.
Yes.
You start now to pay your own rent. You are the other one was a collective effort.
Yes.
Now this is solo.
Yes.
So I struggled a lot before, and I had not yet started lecturing. So I struggled a lot. I was in relatives, but at some point, because now I was first of all at Rich Hand, I started as a volunteer. So, but before I kept on knowing that at least for art,
Yes.
I will do something. Kept on painting. So at some point where I know that I didn't go wrong is the painting kept me away from the new friends I had gotten in COVID. Those days when we used to do residential drink ups and all that. So these are old people who are actually giving you cash straight, but you're there for fun. But later now it starts eating you up alone. So, but for paintings, I kept on painting, and it occupied my brain, and I didn't think too much.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have the hope that life is not just straight.
Yes.
And that is how I passed through that, and painting was there for me. So that is how, at some point, I chose to let me start doing painting sessions where people actually speak out on these things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you're like, I have so many questions. When you're working with with people in the community, for example, like the community in Mutundwe, do you face resistance? Do some of them feel like they are wasting your time? And in case you feel the resistance, how do you deal with that?
I think those slums, down the slums, there is too much creativity. And how you call the people is you start doing.
Oh.
Then they come closer. Then that is when
you take out your
you take out your canvas, start painting.
and then
So they come closer. When they come closer, you say, soboro siga nange. Then you start talking about most of the things.
Wow.
Now that is how you get into their spaces. But when I was a peer educator, I went to an international school. Then I was talking about menstrual hygiene. So I met this boy, and he told me, I don't menstruate. Don't tell me anything.
I don't want to know.
I told him, do you have sisters? Said yes, but those are my sisters. They can do what they want. Asked him, if you found your sister dropped a pad at the water source home, would you drink? So I kept on. I told him even the other story of you know your mother.
Yes,
Yes.
9 months.
So when you tell them in that space, that is when they start realizing
that it's important
that
that
it
they
is
should
important.
know.
And I told him, if it's your sister and you love your sister, you need to support them. You're going to grow up and you're going to have a wife. You're going to have daughters. They would need this, and you're the man who's going to buy. So that is, so you need to understand, you need to have the right information about how it happens. Yeah, by the end of the evening, he was my friend.
Wow.
Yes.
It's so interesting that we've been talking about mental health, menstrual hygiene, and in my